Hello viewers, today I have decided to give all of my viewers a little tutorial on how to use Microsoft Word. So let's get right into it because I've got no time. The first thing I would like to talk about is actually very simple. It's called Format Painter. It copies the format of one piece of text into another piece of text. To use the Format Painter, follow these steps. Select the text from which you wish to copy the formatting. Click the Format Painter button in the clipboard over here. In this clip on the Home tab, in the clipboard group, Format Painter button. And notice that the mouse pointer changes to a paintbrush icon. Click and drag the paintbrush icon over the new text to apply the formatting. That is how you use the Format Painter. Now I will talk about superscript and subscript. For example, as you can see here, E is down while L is up. That's called superscript and subscript. Suppose I want to write water. Now I could write it like this, or I could make it a bit more scientific and use superscript or subscript. In subscript, it writes the number below a little bit lower than the H, while in the superscript it writes the number a little bit higher than the H. You use it like this. Write your text. Then over here in the Home tab, in the font group, click on the subscript or the superscript button. I will use subscript here. Then write your number. Then remove subscript by clicking it again. Then write your rest of the text. Same goes with superscript. Hope you enjoyed. Because now we will move on to a new thing. Search and replace text. The find and replace commands can be combined to find a particular word or text in a document and replace it with another word or text. The steps to find and replace a word or text in a document are as follows. Click on the Home tab, which I am on already. Over here in the editing group, click Replace. The Find and Replace dialog box is displayed over here with the Replace tab selected. In this Find box, type the word or text that you want to be searched. For example, if I search Shakespeare, it comes here. In the Replace With box, type the word or text with which you want to replace the word or text typed in the box. So I will choose something like Akshaj. Now, you can either replace the selected one, or you can replace all of the instances. If I choose only replace this one, then just this one gets replaced. But if I chose replace all the instances of Shakespeare in this document would have been replaced with Akshaj. That's simple. Now, since I enjoy drawing out my videos, to give you even more boredom, I will talk about page formatting. Making changes to the default settings in a document is called page formatting. The page setup group on the page layout tab is used for page formatting. So I will first go here into the layout tab. Now let's begin with applying margins. The white space between the text and the edge of a page is called the margin. Here, and here. A Word document has 4 margins: top, bottom, left and right. The default setting for all the 4 margins is 1 inch. That means that the text will begin 1 inch away from all the 4 edges. So this distance is 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch and 1 inch. To change these settings, do the following. Go into the Layout tab, which I am on already. In the Page Setup group over here, click the Margins option. In the drop-down menu that opens, click the margin settings you want. For example, if I want normal, it is 1 inch everywhere. If I want narrow, now it's half an inch everywhere. If I want moderate, it's mixed. But suppose none of the margins that you want are in any of these, then you can go into custom margins and adjust the margins. So if I wanted 2 inches on the left and right, but only wanted 0.9 inches on the top and the bottom, I could do it like this. That's how you adjust the margins in your document. There are lots of other formats which they've got here, lot of other formatting options which they've got here, like indent, spacing, blah blah blah, but a lot of it anyone can do. I'll just show you the difficult parts. For example, line breaks. It isn't that difficult, but most people actually don't even notice it's there. If you want to separate, for example, this paragraph across 2 different pages, put your cursor wherever you want the separation to happen. Then in the Page Setup option, click Breaks page, and a line break happens. This part of the paragraph gets split onto the other page, and that part of the paragraph stays on the other page. There's one more type of line break, known as columnar line break, where you can just do the exact same thing. Okay, but don't worry, you don't always have to have an A4 piece of paper which is portrait. If you go into orientation here in Page Setup and choose landscape, well, now you've got a landscape paper. So there you aren't bound to just portrait in this document. And I'll show you one more pleasant surprise. It also need not always be A4. You can, in Page Setup here, you can go into different sizes and choose A5, A4, letter. So the Page Setup option here has got lots of surprises. You can change portrait and landscape, and you can also change the size of the letter, the size of the paper. That is actually very useful when you're printing your paper, because like that you can adjust the size of the paper. Okay, well, I think I've bored you enough with my Layout tab. Let's go to the Insert tab now, because we've spent enough time here in the Layout tab. In the Insert tab, it's got also quite a bit of surprises. You can add headers and footers, for example. Headers are like, once you add it to one page, it comes in all of the other different pages. And footers are the same thing, but at the foot of the page. Once you add it to one page, it comes on all the other pages. Again, useful for printing. If you want to add page numbers though, you can do it like the following. In the Insert tab over here, go to Header and Footer, and then click Page Numbers. And now it gives lots of different options. If you want the page numbers to be here at the top, or if you want the page numbers to be here. I always choose my page numbers to be down here at the bottom of the page, because that just makes it a lot more useful. Because we don't really ever see footers up there here. We don't really ever see them. And last but not least, if you go into the view tab, you can open up a ruler, which is quite useful if you want to measure how big your paper is. Anyways, bye bye.